it's just a video. Oh, it's just, okay, we're on. Oh, shoot. I always do this. Hang on. This brat from Britain named Becca tagged me for a pet peeves video. She tagged me when she had a channel with an impossible to pronounce username, and she's got a new channel now with an even harder to pronounce username, so I won't even try, but she's over there. Username, that's such a weird word. It kind of reminds me of the methadone clinic. I digress. My first real pet peeve is people that think that because someone's a godless heathen bastard that they have no sense of right or wrong. I really got into it with the guy next door yesterday. He seems to think, because of my lack of belief in a God, that I, didn't really, I didn't have any code or didn't know what was right or wrong. And so, instead of yammering on about him all, I wrote a poem about the experience, is what I'm trying to say. And so this is for the guy next door. The poem's called "Yes, We Have No Morals Today." It goes like this. My neighbor isn't holier than thou, just holier than yours truly. Because I'm an atheist, the man said I lack morality. And with a rhetorical, religious righteousness, he added, if there isn't a hell, that means people can steal, commit adultery, and kill, with no worries. I replied, listen, you're filthy rich. You have a beautiful wife, and I've never really liked you. So why encourage me? Next pet peeve is people that quote movies all the time. And usually people that do that, work it into conversation, quote the same lines. And, I used to work for a guy, and he was on every day, I'd be talking to him, and I'd always get suckered into it. He'd say, well, you want to know the truth about it, David? And I go, yeah. And he'd look at me and he goes, you can't handle the truth, And he would do that every day, and I worked for him for 3 years, and it never got old. And now, a friend of mine is obsessed with Batman. He's a comic geek. He's really obsessed with the Joker from the last Batman movie, Dark Knight. The Joker that Heath Ledger played. And I couldn't make this up. The other day, I go up to him, and he's got those little tiny Band-Aids, the ones that are like that. He's got a couple on his face, and I go, what's up? You cut yourself shaving? And he looks at me and he goes, you want to know how I got these scars? My father was a drinker and a fiend. And one night he goes off crazier than usual. Mommy gets the kitchen knife to defend herself. He doesn't like that. Not one bit. So, me watching, he takes the knife to her, laughing while he does it. He turns to me and he says, Why so serious? He comes at me with the knife. Why so serious? He sticks the blade in my mouth. Let's put a smile on that face. And why so serious? Every chance he gets, he does that. Drives me nuts. It drives me. Last pet peeve are people that don't subscribe to you when you're their only subscriber. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe that if someone subscribes to you, you owe them a subscription or the sub for sub thing or anything. But, and this is a big but, if you open a YouTube account and you start making videos, and a lot of people say please subscribe and rate, and you have 0 subscribers, and then you get your first subscriber, you owe that first subscriber a return sub. You know, it's just common courtesy. You know, this happens to me a lot. It happened the other day. I had subscribed to this person, you know, when I saw their channel the first time, and they had a little 0 there, and I felt bad, you know, so I subscribed. And, you know, that was a couple months ago, and I'd been rating their videos and commenting every once in a while, and I went back to the main channel page, and I was still the only subscriber, and I'd seen this person had subscribed to everybody on YouTube but me. It's like I'm the only subscriber, but I'm not worthy of a sub back, you know. And it's just, I felt like writing in the comment box, you know, like, hey, who do I gotta fuck to get a subscription from this channel? You know, I mean, it's just not subscribing back to your first subscriber is kind of like losing your virginity and then refusing to pay the hooker the $10, you know, or you know, it's just something you do. It's like sympathy sex, you know, or you know, if it's your lover's birthday, you give moral sex. You know, it's just something that's kind of understood. And I really think people that don't subscribe back to their first subscriber will get the whammy put on them big time. Anyway, I'm almost out of time, in more ways than one. I do have one more pet peeve really quick. There's a really good poet named Poet Lena, and my pet peeve is Poet Lena doesn't have enough subscribers. She just started, and check her out if you're a poet or like poetry. She's like a cross between Anne Sexton and Sylvia Plath, and the way she talks and her writing is fantastic, and all that. She'll be over there. Also, if you want to see me with a hangover and a ducktail, that's another pet peeve, is when you have something like, there's a video, a boy named Dana has videotaped me twice at this reading, and I had this ducktail sticking out, and like nobody, there were, I don't know, there were like 7,500 people there, and nobody told me, and I watched the video, and I got hair sticking out because I'd walked through the rain that night. Anyway, I got to tag people. I tagged tinySpectacle, Jen from WrittenInWord and aGoodTempo, those 2 channels. She's kind of a brat because she's supposed to be doing poetry and she's not, so she has to do a pet peeve on each channel, so twice. Elvira Dark 6, since you love to talk on camera so much, I tagged you. You're welcome, Jenny. I'm always looking out for you. And that's it. I really am almost out of time. I need to learn how to edit